For a year after he defeated Frieza, Goku was on a planet called Yardrat. While he was there, he learned how to maintain his Super Saiyan transformation, and one of the most essential techniques that he learned was the instant transmission. Aside from that, nothing is known about the planet, but the only reason Goku went there was because to escape Namek, he used the Ginyu Force spaceship, and that was the planet that they were on prior to Namek. So before everything went down on Namek, the Ginyu Force were taking over planet Yardrat. But going back to Goku's time on Yardrat, we only heard of what happened, never saw it. So I was looking around and I came across a story called Dragon Ball Yardrat. This is created by a guy called Chibi Dams, and it gives legitimate insight as to what Goku did on Yardrat, along with what their species really is. And because at least one of them is going to be in the Tournament of Power, I thought it would be cool to just be obsessed with them. So to sum up the story, it starts with Goku's final moments on Namek, and it goes over exactly what happened after Goku crash landed on Yardrat. He gets introduced to the locals and they give him the iconic Yardrat clothing, but the conflict comes in when he tells them what happened with Frieza. One of the Yardrats uses this information to teleport to King Cold and tell him that his son has been killed, and ultimately that is what sets up the rest of the story. As Goku's making friends with the Yardrats and training them, King Cold finds Frieza's body out in space, and the regeneration begins. Once Frieza is alive, he knows Goku isn't on Earth, and so they decide to send down King Cold's strongest fighters to kill Goku while they think he's injured on Yardrat. So just because Goku reached the level of Super Saiyan against Frieza doesn't mean he now has the form. He didn't train to achieve it, it just kind of happened. So until he gets as angry as he did when Krillin died, or when he figures out how to use it, Goku doesn't have his Super Saiyan form. King Cold's men arrive on Yardrat, and the battle gets to a point where they are holding one of the Yardrats by the top of its head. This ends up being the death of that certain Yardrat, and because that reminded Goku so much of what happened to Krillin on Namek, for the second time, Goku has become a Super Saiyan. From here on out, Goku gets rid of the attack on Yardrat, and there's actually a really nice fan animation of this part of the story up on YouTube. Everyone needs to check out the full video, it really just puts this whole story together. Link to it will be down below. The final thing that Goku learns on Yardrat is the instant transmission, and to do it properly, he is with the wisest Yardrat there is. He says that in the beginning, our ancestors invented this technique to contact other galaxies, but now it's been used as self-defense. It takes Goku a long time to get his head around this. About 2 months have passed and he still hasn't gotten the hang of this technique. This is when the sky all of a sudden becomes dark and a voice says, "Your friends have gathered the Dragon Balls. They ask that you return to Earth." So this is around the time when the people on Earth were wishing everyone back, but this time we're seeing it from Goku's perspective. Eventually, over time, Goku does learn the instant transmission, and as soon as he hears that Frieza is going to Earth, that's when he gets in his ship and leaves. The reason Goku doesn't use instant transmission to teleport to Frieza before he arrives on Earth is because if he destroys his ship, Goku can't breathe in space. So from here, events play out as normal, with Trunks arriving on Earth and everything's pretty much how it's supposed to be. I like to think that this is what happened when Goku was on Yardrat. The story just fits together with King Cold and Goku reawakening Super Saiyan. I'll be leaving links to check this out if you want the entire story. Keep in mind it's originally in French, so some of the translations might be off, but yeah, I want to thank you so much for watching, and Chloe, I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video.